was one of a kind. I remember back when we met. It was the first day of our freshman year at Mandarin High. I had just moved to a different side of town that summer, so I was going to be the new kid on the block and going to a school where I didn't know anyone. I was starting new. As the bus pulled up, I took a deep breath and prepared myself for what I thought was going to be the worst day of my life. As I stepped foot onto the bus, I realized there was no one else on it. So that was a relief that I was the first stop, so I didn't have to worry about sitting by the big bully or the little nerdy kid, so I could have that haunt me for the rest of my high school year. I ended up sitting the back of the bus, and the next stop I was anxious to see who was going to be getting on next. The last person to climb on the bus was this little tiny boy with an ear-to-ear smile. I thought it was so odd to see someone so early in the morning be so happy. He was so tiny I knew he had to have been a freshman, just like me. And everyone knows that was Alex having that ear-to-ear smile in any situation. He sat in the seat right beside me and said, "Good morning. I'm a freshman, are you?" I didn't think being a freshman was a good thing, but Alex being himself made every situation look so good. I couldn't help but laugh and say, "Unfortunately." We compared our schedules and didn't have any classes together, which made me a little upset because he was the first person that I had met, and my only friend at that point. He asked me if I was new, and he told me that everything was going to be okay. As the bus pulled up to school, he looked over at me and wished me luck, as I did the same back to him. Later that day again, I was the first one on the bus. Alex got on shortly after me and sat right beside me. He said, "Well, that wasn't too bad, just a new beginning." For the next 2 years, he sat beside me on the bus, and I will tell you that ear-to-ear smile was the best thing to wake up to every morning. His heart would burst out of him when he laughed. His laugh was the sweetest and most wholesome that anybody had ever known. His sense of humor was witty. He had a great, happy, and rich, varied life. He gave much but asked for little in return. Alex is irreplaceable. I cannot think of anyone that did not adore him. He loved his life and lived each day to the fullest. Being the humble person that he was, and I feel as though he would have been so amazed to see the amount of tears, sadness, and tremendous loss we feel here today. Alex passed suddenly and unexpectedly. I know he will be greatly missed by everyone who knew and loved him. I can't even begin to imagine the grief and devastation that Andy, Joe, and Lori are bravely facing at this moment. I know Alex would be very proud to see his family supporting each other in this extremely difficult time. I know he wasn't prepared for this, but God has his own special plan for his life now. We may not understand it, but that's the cycle of life. Life is full of mysteries. Today we are gathered here for Alex's life. He will always be missed and forever in our hearts. I can hear Alex now saying, "It's just a new beginning." With him watching above us and always having that ear-to-ear smile, I think we should celebrate Alex's life today and each walk out of here with a smile he gave us in return. Thank you.